Greetings and salutations, my friends. Not been here a while. Let's call it social distancing in my cabin that's apparently in Antarctica or somewhere. So, you'll have read the title. Nobody panic. The Journeyman is no more. Dun, dun, dun. I don't mean this Journeyman that we're doing now. I'm loving this. It's been great fun. I'm really enjoying the current Journeyman. And I've sort of said that my plan was that once this Journeyman finishes, there will be another Journeyman save, and it'll be like a worldwide Journeyman where we travel to the weird and wonderful far-off countries and stuff and try out some sort of bizarre leagues around the world. And it's not really sat right with me. I kind of like doing one Journeyman save a year, but I didn't really have any other good ideas. And that was, but so I was like, okay, I'm fine with doing another Journeyman, but it sort of takes a little bit away from that, like going straight into another Journeyman. So I was reminiscing the other day about my time as manager, head coach, and legend of Fort William, and how much that I enjoyed that save and stuff. And I was like, I don't just want to sort of pick a club where it's like pick a non-league club in some country and just take them up the ranks and win the top league or whatever it is. I think it needed more of a hook. The Fort William one was accidental. We sort of picked it was told to me in a stream about Fort William about, oh my God, have you seen this club? They're like the worst club in the world. They just lose all their games and stuff. And then we saw a bit of the story, and they sounded actually like a really good, interesting club and a great community. And we were like, and that was the sort of basis of that. And then all the other sort of stuff later, the BBC documentary and stuff like that. But I love that. I love that save, and I think, like, as a personal thing, I've always enjoyed the one club saves. I've always done that as a personal save, but I wanted an extra hook, and I need your help. So I'm going to ask you guys, you knowledgeable football fans, a question, and I'd like your suggestions in the comments. So it's going to be in England, and it's going to be a non-league club. Okay, now my knowledge of non-league clubs in England is about as good as my knowledge of football in general. Non-existent. I have no real clue. But here's the caveat. So I want you guys to tell me, you can link me stories in the comments or just cut and paste from a story, whatever it is you want to do. Because of this, obviously, non-league clubs struggle financially all the time, right? You see these non-league clubs and they're living hand to mouth, and what often happens if they get like to the first round of the FA Cup or something like that, that will keep them afloat for another year. A lot of these clubs are community run and stuff like this. And with this horrible coronavirus shit, it's an even tougher time for these clubs, right? There's no football to be played. They're not making any money at all, and so there's going to be a lot of teams, and I'm all the way up the leagues struggling, but we're concentrating on non-league football. So think of it as like conference and below, however many tiers, 11 tiers or whatever it is. A lot of these teams are going to struggle. So what I want to do is I want to do a one-team save. It doesn't necessarily have to start straight away as soon as the other Journeyman ends. It can be a couple of week break or whatever the timing works out to be. I want to make sure it's the right club. But I don't just want to pick a random club. I want to pick a club that we can actually help in real life. Like how at the end of the Fort William save we did the fundraising stream and stuff like this. But I want to include that as part of the save. There'll be a Just Giving page, but also we'll do some fun fundraising stuff and everything like that to help the club in real life out financially. So I would like to hear about non-league clubs in England and that are maybe struggling, or just generally that might have some sort of story that really connects with us as viewers and fans of football and stuff like that can maybe do with a few £1,000s that we might raise. And potentially get more involved. If, like, longer term, I'd love to actually be involved with a club in a proper way. Whether that is, maybe down the line owning a club, like a tiny little club, or helping run a club, or just, do the marketing on a club, which I'm particularly fascinated. I love business and marketing, so that it sort of floats my boat. But for the time being, like, what I'd like to do is find out, just hear some stories from you guys, whether it's you can find articles on it, or a story on a particular club, or something a club is doing, or if any of the clubs are listening themselves and want to tell me about themselves, do let me know. The single biggest caveat to this whole thing is owners of clubs, because I'm not going to do a fundraiser for a club that is owned by some dickhead who just sucks money out of the club, or doesn't care about the club, or doesn't want to be at the club, or whatever it is. It has to be either have good owners that are really looking after the fans and the football club and doing their best, or community-run clubs, fan-owned clubs, all that sort of stuff. So that's really, really important, because I don't want to do anything that's just going to go in the hands of some businessman somewhere and not make a difference. We want to actually make a difference and, help out a club. And this could be a long-term feature, something we do. I do a mini save with them every year, because we're partnered with the actual football club, whether we sponsor a football club or, whatever it may be. We can think of ideas, once we get rolling on it, and there'll be, like I said, there'll be a Just Giving page, and we'll do some streams and some live premieres and stuff like that we can do to help raise money, maybe some challenges along the lines and stuff. So that's going to be the next save. You have until we start the save to come up with ideas of clubs. I'd love, I'm interested in football stories anyway. So if you just know about a club, your local club, or something you've read about, heard about, provide links in the comments and stuff like that, and tell me the story of the club, even if it's like a cut and paste job or whatever. If it's your local club, just write about it, tell me about it. And then what we'll do is me and a couple of others will sort of go through and pick an interesting club that we can work with. And I'll contact them on an official basis before we get going, because I don't want to just do something and they're not that bothered about it or something. And if you have a club, your local club, ping this video to them and say, look, are you interested in getting involved? Contact me. You can contact me in the comments. You can contact me. My DMs are open on Twitter and stuff like that. But what I would like to do for you, if you guys find interesting stuff or know interesting stuff about a club, is to put it in the comments. Don't just DM me all the time. Put it in the comments, because I want everybody to see it and maybe vote up their favourite stories or the interesting stories and stuff. So the sort of cream rises to the top rather. And let's try and make a difference, because once this COVID thing finishes, there's going to be a lot of clubs already that are really struggling and getting back to it, and getting the players and stuff like that, and the sponsors, because a lot of companies aren't making any money. So it's very unlikely that they're going to renew sponsorships, which is a big income for these non-league clubs, and all sorts of stuff. I'm a tiny little speck of a YouTuber at the end of the day, but I can get a few thousand people watching videos. We could potentially do a Loki con and actually go to a game, spend a weekend there. All sorts of fun stuff. If you've got any of the ideas for that sort of stuff as well, put it in the comments, vote up the good stuff, have a read through, spend a bit of time. Yeah, so that's my idea. So the Journeyman is no more. We're going to do a one club save like we did with Fort William, but we're going to use it to try and make a bit of a difference. So yeah, let me know what you think of the idea, and if you've got any ideas for clubs, let me know. I can't wait to have a list, to have a watch. It'll happen probably, a week or so after the Journeyman finishes the main save at the moment, but it'll give us a few weeks to plan, work out what we want to do, who we want to work with, and I'll contact them and stuff. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and share this video as well. You feel free to tweet it at your local club, your local non-league club, and say, look, do you fancy getting involved? Because it is, lucrative to these smaller clubs. A lot of these non-league clubs, their main shirt sponsor for a year's on their kit might be £1,000-2,000, and I think we could, over the term of a long-term save, I don't know, I'm not going to sort of set a proper goal or anything, or you literally have to on Just Giving, but we might be able to raise 10 grand, because you lot are ridiculously generous, as I found out through my whole YouTube career. So we can raise a lot of money for this club. It can really make a difference to people's lives and communities and stuff. So yeah, share it around. Do all the stuff you always do. I love you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.